You're watching Taste of Victory.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have a deck brought to you by Haze of my Discord server, which is in the description below, and of also Huang Zero's Discord server. We all hang out in both. But this is probably the most competitive you can get while also being unbelievably cheap. This is the cheapest competitive deck I could possibly imagine, and it could go even cheaper as we'll see soon. And that is going to be Discard Aggro. When Haze showed me this list, I was like blown away in the test matches we had against it. This stuff is hilarious. Basically, this is use this and abuse this while you can now, because this is basically abusing the living heck out of Eyesmon and Eyesmon scatter mode. That is basically like the whole concept of this deck. So let's go ahead and start with those new cards introduced in BT7 that are being broken in this deck. First up, we have Eyesmon. Eyesmon is 4 to play for a champion, which is really good if you bring and have to hardcast it. It is only 2 to Digivolve into, 4000 DP, and then on deletion, draw 3. Then trash 2 cards in your hand. And if you're a purple fan, you know by now that the trash effect is not really a hindrance at all. It's not a drawback. If anything, it helps you by setting up your graveyard for, or rather your trash and Digimon for stuff that you need and for later combos, and to fuel up effects that require a certain amount of cards in your trash. So drawing 3 is gigantic. That is so much that lets you filter through your deck. But then also, you trash 2 synergizes with its other mode. This is Eyesmon Scatter mode, and then we have regular Eyesmon. Eyesmon is 2 to Digivolve into, 6 to play, 5000 DP, but he has the effect when you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects. If Eyesmon Scatter mode is in your trash, you may play this card without paying its memory cost. And then your turn, for each Eyesmon Scatter mode in your trash, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. So this is an amazing combo just for the ability to dig, but also to get wide boards and put pressure on your opponent. This thing is amazing because when you discard it off of Eyesmon, you basically don't have to worry about the discard effect. Instead, what happens is you get free bodies. The synergy here with this deck is with Promote. Because Promote, introduced back in Booster Set 6, can Digivolve over a champion, a level 4, which Eyesmon is, for only 1 cost. It is 6000 DP, but more importantly, it has Rush, which means this Digimon can attack the turn it comes into play. And then he has on-play effect, but we don't run any of the other pieces for its on-play effect, so it doesn't really matter to us. All we want is a Digimon that can evolve incredibly cheaply over Eyesmon with Rush to let you abuse them. So if you are drawing well in this game, and trust me, you can filter very effectively in purple. If you are drawing well, you discard both of the Eyesmons. You now have 2 effects. You now have 2 attacks out of nowhere if you got the promotes in your hand, with all the digging this deck can do, with all the memory gain this deck can do here. As we see, we have Jackraid and we have Mimi and Matt, which helps towards that as well. This is an amazing combo that we're trying to just rush down and be aggressive as possible. Basically, you want to see your Eyesmon, if you were playing like in a mulligan allowed format, you just want to mulligan until you can see Eyesmon, even if your hand is decent, because you just want to be able to get into that combo and start abusing Ginkakumon, Promote, and Eyesmon right away. And I know this sounds crazy, but this deck can literally win you from 4 security checks. Like, the game could just be starting, you could just be at 4 security, and you are not safe. That is how aggro this deck gets. And there is footage of that. Like I'll show you guys a quick clip at the end of this video to demonstrate the effectiveness of that. We have Mimi Tachikawa. All turn, when a player uses an option card, you may suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory. So if your Eyesmon doesn't die in security, you're usually using one of your 1-cost options to destroy it instead. It's why we run so many of it. With Mimi out, this becomes a free option then. And if you have multiple Mimis, you plus off of it, which is important to make sure you have that memory to go into Promote. That is amazing. And then to make sure we still have enough memory, we have Matt, which does a similar thing, except that is when a Digimon is deleted, you get to suspend this. When one of your Digimon is deleted, you suspend it to gain 1 memory. So these are important to come out and stack and be able to gain and plus memory off your 1-cost options. Our entire 1-cost option is dedicated to basically breaking Eyesmon and making sure scatter mode is deleted. Now we're going to go ahead and go through the rest of this list. If we start with our eggs, DemiMeramon is the best purple egg currently in the game. Draw 1 and then trash 1, and that is its on deletion effect inheritable. So in this deck, that is incredibly easy to trigger if you don't get it off of security check or something. So great to be able to quickly cycle through your deck. DemiDevimon, because it is a 2 play to cost vanilla rookie. You get to play it out and go wide effectively. It's great. Next up, we got Gabumon. Gabumon has on deletion trigger, draw 2 cards from your deck, and then trash 1 card from your hand. More of that cycling because we absolutely want to see all of our pieces here. Next up, Gazimon. 4 of these. You want to absolutely shut off any Hammer Spark so you don't miss lethal and security. You want to absolutely shut off Blinding Ray against yellow hybrids, necessary at 4. Goblimon, inheritable, your turn. Once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand, using one of your effects, Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. This deck is almost even kind of like an anti-meta deck, taking advantage of a lot of the cards in this meta, because a lot of things in security in this meta are going to be tamers or low-end DP Digimon. There's going to be a lot of rookies because of Bokumon upping rookie counts. There's going to be a lot of tamers, which lets your Digimon live. A lot of the hybrids are really low DP. The ultimates, I think, max out at 7,000 DP. The ultimates, the level 5 hybrids. Otherwise, the level 4 hybrids are additionally either 5,000 or 6,000 DP. So that plus 2,000 onto your Ginkakumon promote lets live basically against all the level 5 hybrids. It lets your Eyesmon 7,000 live most hybrids, even if it isn't a Scattermon and Trash. And if there is a Scattermon and Trash, it's 9,000 DP, which lets it beat over a lot of stuff and survive a lot of things in security. So that's an important threshold to hit with Goblimon. After that, we got Elecmon. On deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So if you ram this into security and it's deleted, this helps control Bokumon and other rookies that may spam the board and go wide, because you do need options to counter their wide boards. If not, you could also delete them with your 1-cost options. Next up, we got Dracmon. On play, you may return 1 purple option card with a memory cost of 1 or 7 from your trash to your deck. This helps you recycle all your 1 costs, so you're effectively running a couple extra options of that. And then for Ginkakumon Promote, we discussed why you cannot go less than 4. This is crucial to be able to get rushed on your champions and be able to swing for game. Eyesmon Scattermon we discussed. Then we got Loweemon. He is a hybrid, and basically he's here for hybrid for game. After that, we got KaiserLeomon. He is also a hybrid that digivolves for a cost of 1 if there is a tamer in source. And then also, when digivolving, if a card with hybrid in its traits or Koichi is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this Digimon gains Retaliation. So this is a cool panic button. If your opponent has a Mega out and they're not expecting this, you can delete it with Retaliation. And otherwise, it's just another option to go, hybrid for game. Ogremon. This is another incredibly important card to the strategy. I probably undersold it by not mentioning it at the beginning of this video alongside Promote and Eyesmon, but it has the ability, when attacking, you may trash 1 card in your hand to have this Digimon gain security attack +1. And this is what I was talking about when we were saying we're kind of abusing the cards that are popular in this meta. 5,000 DP may not be much in any other meta, but in this one we have so many tamers. We have Bokumon at 1,000 DP. A lot of the hybrids are like 5 or 6,000 DP. So if we have this over a Goblimon, its own effect triggers the Goblimon's inheritable, putting him at 7,000 DP. That helps you live tons of hybrids, and even if you don't, 5,000 is still very likely to live in this meta. You are very likely to, in my testing, I was really surprised how often he was able to get off the second security check in this game, because you're either hitting a tamer or you're hitting a Bokumon or something like that, and you get full 2 checks. And if you die on the second check, you don't really care. He did his job and he's got his value. He also has the inheritable. When attacking, you may trash 1 card in your hand to have the Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP for the turn. But I don't think we actually run any level 5s other. No, we don't run any. So the inheritable doesn't come out much at all. We want it for that security attack +1 and the aggro. Jack Ready gives us memory for every 10 cards in trash, non-negotiable. Fantastic to be able to give us that memory we need to be able to promote or use our 1-cost option for game and stuff like that. Demonic Disaster. You may delete one of your Digimon to unsuspend one of your purple Digimon. This card combos really well because if you got a good hand, you're going to get both of your Eyesmons out, or if you have Eyesmon and something else out, they all swing. You delete one of the other ones, and you unsuspend your Eyesmon, get another swing. So that's important to help you be able to get lethal. And then let's say you don't. This happened to me one time. Let's say you have your Eyesmon and your Eyesmon scatter mode out. You try to swing your Eyesmon. Oops, it doesn't die in security, because of course it doesn't in this meta. There's a tamer, So then you swing your other Eyesmon, 5,000 DP. It manages to live the security check somehow. So then you go Demonic Disaster, delete Eyesmon, you get all your draws, you get another Eyesmon, and now because the scatter mode is in the trash, this one is now at 7,000 DP. So he swung the Eyesmon again, now at 7,000 DP, and revealed a 6,000 DP hybrid that would have killed him on the previous check. So that was just so amazing to see the deck come together like that. It was hilarious. So this Eyesmon is still on the field, and I have to beat over it next turn to get rid of it, or he's going to keep chipping away at my security. And that kind of stuff is just hilarious that it works out like that. Demonic Disaster is really good to put pressure on your opponent's security, and then also to activate all your on deletion effects and boosts and stuff like that. And then we got Calling from Darkness. Main, delete one of your Digimon, then return up to 2 purple cards from your trash to your hand. Basically, you're going to grab back Eyesmons to be able to filter again with the other Eyesmon scatter mode and just get more out. And it's really good synergy like that. And if not, you can grab whatever else you're missing in your combo, whatever is better for the turn at hand. After that, we got Deathclaw, also 1-cost option. You may delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. And there's a lot of high value level 4 hybrids in this meta, it really sucks if you're a red hybrid and you're sitting on your Agumon to then go into Aldemon next turn and then just pop it with this. That feels pretty bad because that's a really high value combo you were setting up there. We went over our tamers. They're really cost effective, only 2 costs, and then they help you plus like crazy, especially if they come out of security. Your 1-cost options now become like mini hammer sparks, getting you a ton of memory. It's awesome. So this deck is incredibly cheap. Haze has told me he's like calc this out, and this comes out to like maybe $10 on TCG Player if it wasn't for the DemiMeramon egg. Unfortunately, for some reason, this guy, I guess because he's the best purple egg in the game, really, this guy is an uncommon that is $6. Insane. But even with this guy considered, this deck really only comes out to like $34, $40, and that's it. That's under 50 bucks still, shipping and everything. So that's a really good competitive deck for this format. And then DemiMeramon is still a really great long-term investment and stays the best purple egg for a long time. But without him, Haze did suggest that you could substitute Yamon, because Yamon is very easy to trigger. You only need 5 or more cards in your trash, and then this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. And similar to Goblimon, that helps you live important thresholds in your security checks. So like Ginkakumon Promote is now living over every single level 4 hybrid that isn't Pedaldramon, so that's really important. And then that puts Scatter Eyesmon into 8000 DP, living over every single level 4 and some level 5s hybrids if you have a scatter mode in trash. So that's good synergy there. So he said that he would like, just if you really want to go budget, super budget, you take out the DemiMeras, you put in the Yamons, and then you just up take something out here somewhere and then up Ogremon by 1 to 4. And then that deck, if you do the Yamon route, literally will only cost you $10 to $15, and that's amazing for how well it could perform. This is such a great deck. I had a lot of fun playing against this and testing it as well. It's definitely high rolly. That's the thing you gotta consider. Like if you play Mulligan, I would suggest even more playing this, because you're gonna like high rolling, you know. So there is gonna be some turns where like you just don't open scatter mode, you don't open something like that, and it feels a lot slower, it feels a lot worse. And then you gotta kind of like coin flippy matchup into blue hybrids and red hybrids. Like it really just feels who draws better in that case, who gets off their crazy effects first, starts hitting their tamers first and stuff like that. Because against blue hybrids, if you miss Eyesmon, you are stuck. He is not doing anything until you can draw into your 1-cost options. So with how popular we've seen blue's hybrids are, that it's kind of unfortunate that it has a really 50-50 matchup into it. But 50-50 is better than a losing matchup. So this is a really good, aggressive, cheap deck that will absolutely get you plenty of wins at locals, and you could definitely probably top 32 a regional with this or something maybe. But unfortunately, Eyesmon will be going to 1 in the Booster Set 8 ban list, so this is definitely a deck you need to abuse now while you can. And for how cheap it is, like it's only $10 if you go on the absolute cheapest route, I think it's really cool just to have around and play this format. And here is the clip I mentioned. I will upload the full gameplay as a video later on. This is turn 4, 5, maybe 6. It's pretty early into the game, but then we have basically I'm starting from 4 security. He swings into Dracmon into security. It lives, revealing my TK and Kari. He then plays Calling from Darkness to delete his own Eyesmon scatter mode, grabbing back 2 Eyesmons, and then being able to play those Eyesmons off of the scatter mode discard. And then also he has an inheritable that lets him draw 1 and trash 1. So he has the 3rd Eyesmon in hand to be able to play it off of that other one, because Eyesmon isn't specifically off of scatter mode's effect or anything. It's as long as your own effect discards it from his hand. So then we have 3 Eyesmons out now. Holy crud. He goes into promote for only 1 memory, putting him at 3, able to swing with the promote. It is deleted, it's gone, but I mean that just puts another Eyesmon in trash. He digivolves for 1 again into another promote, which has rush, so he's able to swing that turn, chipping away at my security again. Then he demonic disasters the Dracmon that already swung, so he could swing with gain a memory off of that Mimi as well, so it was free. Swing with the promote that has rush, and then he's able to double jack grade into lethal with hybrid. So there, from 4 memory, not even that late into the game, he was able to take it against Shine hybrids. So that is the power this deck holds, and it's really fun. I think it's probably a good introductory into the color as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. This is a very fun list. Let me know if you guys end up using it and what you think of it. Any questions, hopefully I could get Haze to help me answer them for you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.